All right, we are so excited to talk to you about all this going on today because, first of all, we get you in town, and this is always an exciting time. It's Christmas, but you got a present for us in a new book. So tell us about this book.
Oh my gosh, I do. I love that. It is. It's the greatest present. So it's called Stop Trying. And I wrote the book because I just see people trying everywhere, especially the younger generation. Trying, they have access to so many, like at one push of a button, you have a smoothie at your door. So we are losing that ability to put in the elbow grease, the work, the hard work. I'll give it a try, and if it doesn't happen quickly, on to the next thing. So doing is a mindset, and nobody else was writing this book, and I thought, I'm going to do it. And I love to see lives change. I like to see people win. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to be so proud too, right?
It's great because, Carla's always been the star maker, right? She was executive at EMI Publishing and, discovered many artists, including me.
Yes.
But she's never been in front of the camera, So it's been kind of fun to watch her kind of become the face of the project. And certainly her life reflects the book. She came to Los Angeles with a suitcase and a backpack, and kind of at 17 years old, and kind of worked her way up to the top of the music business. And so she's really had no choice. There was no try about it. And certainly, as an artist, you understand when you walk on stage, you're doing it. And it may go great, it may not, but and sometimes we fail, but if we fail, we sleep well because we gave it a shot. Yeah. So I really love her mindset, and it's not just applied to her and her artists, but people she meets, and you see lives change. So I'm the proud husband. I'm the wingman for now.
He's so great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times it's been the other way around. You've been going to support the music, and of course the music's fantastic. So it's pretty easy. But now you get like this mutual, admiration of each other's work, which is beautiful to see. Great for people to see. It's a couple goals.
Absolutely. It's so much fun to do this with him. We've been married. I think it's part of the no try philosophy for 28 years. Mm-hmm. We have 2 kids. Our son actually runs this facility we're in right now, speaking to you from the Shopping Cart Factory. And it's really great. It keeps you together. Having something mutual to work on, I think, is important.
Yeah, well, since we're here, tell us about Legacy Wire.
Well, I'm going to send this to John.
Yeah,
this is his family.
We have a family business that was founded in 1946 in Los Angeles called Precision Wire. And our claim to fame, as Carla mentioned, we make the best shopping cart in the world. My dad was an astrophysicist. And when my grandfather passed away, my dad came and took over the family business and not only reinvented products, but the machines that made them. He actually built computers on our dining room table. And I used to think, man, if he just marketed those computers, we'd have a different story. But yeah, and 2 years ago, we opened up a new facility here in DeSoto, Texas, called Legacy Wire Products. And same ownership, but my son Johnny, as Carla mentioned, he moved to Dallas 2 years ago to start running Legacy, and he's not going back to California. He loves Texas, he loves everything about it, and we're here today with celebrating our Christmas party for all our workers back there. So they're actually back there riding the bull.
I love it. Maybe we should be back there.
We got the bull, and then we got ponies for the kids. So it's but no, we're very blessed, and as I said, having that business that I've worked at my whole life, even through the heights of my career, it's been very grounding. It's the real world. People are sweating, they're making things, you're making a payroll, you're paying rent. So for me, it's been kind of a blessing to have these kind of 2 different hats that I've worn throughout my career, the singer-songwriter guy and the family business guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and of course, it kind of keeps in the legacy of not trying, just doing. Right?
Yeah.
No, as I said, I was talking this morning, someone said, well, give me an example of when you did as an artist. And what comes to mind is the Concert for New York. You might remember the Concert for New York. I was honored to play Superman. And of course, it was live. It was at Madison Square Garden. And they were having a lot of technological issues. It was a live show. And I remember sitting at my piano when I was about ready to go, and I had my inners in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And someone must have hit a button because I had 100 decibels of white noise in each ear. Hundreds of million people watching, 23. But what do you do, right? And I say do, because I don't say, what do you try? You just do it. You close your eye, and I closed my eyes, and I just sang Superman. I couldn't hear a thing, but that's kind of this attitude of, just do it, take a swing. And as I said, if you walk on stage and things don't go well, you have the pride that you walked out there and you sleep well. And frankly, to be honest with you, I've learned much more from my perceived failures than I have from my successes. Oh, yeah. I've written thousands of songs. Most people know 2, right? Are those thousands of songs failures? I would argue no. I would say they were the road to 100 years. They were the road to Superman. And I think when you have that attitude, I think it gives you a little more moxie, you feel your potential. And as I said, you sleep well. You sleep well whether things go well or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we're living in a time that we kind of need a little bit more encouragement.
Yeah.
Getting through strange times into more strange times. And this is almost kind of a perfect time, even though you can't really pick. You couldn't have known where we'd be at when you started writing this, but it's kind of a book for this time, isn't it?
I think it is. It's very simple. It's one word. And we think that it's meaningless, try, right? We say, I'm going to try everything. I'll try to call you back, try to do an email, try to get gas, try to go to the bathroom before my meeting, right? But what trying means, it's a half-hearted effort. And it has so much power. So your brain, it's neuroscience as well. Your brain lights up differently. When you say, I'm going to try to do something, it kind of gets this little low hum going of serotonin, dopamine, adrenaline. It's primed. It knows something's going to happen, but it just stays there. It's like going from park to neutral. But when you say, I'm doing this, you sit up straighter, your voice gets louder, your brain lights up. And now it says, okay, what are we doing next? Now it knows we're actually going to take determined action. So in our brain, it's responding differently to the word. So people don't realize that. And I just feel like really making it a conscious decision to try is really all we need to do, or not try. So you can ask yourself, why have I been trying to lose weight? Why have I been trying to limit my time on my phone? Ask yourself, is it because I'm afraid? Is it because I'm afraid of success or failure? Negative self-talk, things I think about myself, and ask yourself the reason, and then decide you're going to do it.
Yeah. Or you're not going to do it.
Or you're not going to do it.
That's the other thing. I think a lot of times we don't want to seem mean, right? Someone says, hey, you're going to come to my party? Yeah, I'll try to be there. We're not going to be there. But the kind thing is to say, you know what, I can't make it. Yeah. Because they're not going to prepare for you. You don't have to, hey, where were you? Or you'd have to say, well,
Make an excuse.
Yeah, my alarm didn't go. So I think there's also a certain kindness in not doing things. It took me 20 years to learn one simple word, and that word was no. Mm-hmm. Because in my career, I was so grateful to be living my dream. I thought, well, if I don't do this, this promotion, or I don't go to this radio station, it's all going to fall apart. And I never said no. And again, there's something to that, for success. But at some point, I think you're compromising not just, your business or your art, but also your life, right? You need to have more in your life. So as soon as I started saying no, I started saying it a lot.
and you also, you are perceived with more esteem. You're more reliable. People will respect you more. CEOs of companies, the top people, they don't say try. They say, I'm doing this or I'm not doing it. In the music business, I saw that all the time. The heads of companies say, Carla, I'm not going to be at your showcase, or I will be there. And I knew definitively what was going to happen. Unless the universe steps in. Of course, if there's a huge storm, you're not going to make it to the airport if you're in the middle of traffic and you can't move. But words matter. That's the big message here. And not trying doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees you a better chance at success when you do something with that mindset, rather than when you half-heartedly try.
Yeah. Well, you both have done such a great things, and people look up to what you do, and they think, see, that's what I want to do. Well, part of the job is making it look easy. So what kind of advice would each of you offer to somebody that wants to follow in your individual footsteps, or if they want to write a book or a great song?
I would say dive into the deep end of the ocean of your dream, whatever it is. So if you want to be a painter, the person that's trying to be a painter is going to be waiting for the right time, or I'm trying to look for a teacher. I'm going to try to make the time to go buy some stuff. Go to Michael's, buy an easel, buy some watercolors. You can go cheap and start painting. See what you can do. If you want to write the book, start writing. Whatever it is that you want to do, Just dive right in and take one step into doing that, and that will lead to the next step. So dive in is what I say.
Mine would be kind of that, but choose realistic goals. Start with something that's very achievable. Say, I want to be a singer-songwriter. I want to be a rock star. Okay, for the first step, say, I'm going to write a song. Or I'm going to go book a gig at a coffee house. Do something that's very easy to achieve. And do that thing. And then see how that feels. And if it gives you the joy and the reward you thought, then continue. Up the ante. Maybe find someone to co-write with. Maybe create a website. But create realistic goals. And you may find out when you start doing it that maybe I don't really want to do this. Maybe there's something else. So instead of these kind of, I hate the word half-assed, but half-assed thoughts or dreams, whatever, do something tangible, because that may teach you things about yourself that you don't know. And maybe this thing you've been, dreaming of, maybe that's not the thing you want to do, and it can put you on another path.
Yeah.
So I think choose realistic goals, and as Carla said, dive in and do it.
Yeah, well said. And so you might remember that my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of
Yeah.
the great Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Hail Mary won the Hall of Fame.
Oh boy.
And we love asking people that Hail Mary moment.
Yeah.
Is that moment in your life or career where you just kind of had to go for it and it worked
Yeah.
out for you.
Yeah.
We probably both have had individual and moments like that together, but writing this book is one of those, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I had so many moments in my music publishing career where I wanted to get to somebody and they said, sorry, they don't take meetings with publishers. And I'd say, you know what? You tell them I'm coming. You just tell them I will be at the office in an hour. And they'd be sitting there like, who is this creature? Like with the door open, right? And deciding I'm going to write this book, getting an agent, getting a publishing deal was unbelievable. It's like a dream come true for me. I get to share this message I'm so passionate about. And that's a big Hail Mary moment.
Yeah.
You've had some big ones too, right?
Well, we talked about the concert for New York,
Yep.
of course. That's something that changes you after you do it. And it makes, all the work and struggling, I don't want to say worth it, but it kind of pays that off. But as I said, I have to go back to the beginning because just to book a gig in a coffee house for me. Carla discovered me on Melrose and Vine in a coffee house. There were 4 people there. 2 of them I had paid to be there. One was making coffee. But, it was something that there was no kind of rock stardom in that. There was no kind of ego boost. It was kind of a pain. I'm going to go play for nobody. But I'm like, you know what? I got to start somewhere. And I did. And so to me, like these little steps that seem kind of trivial along the way, they can lead to these bigger moments. You can catch the Hail Mary at a football game. But you also have to sign up and play football when you're 6 years old or 8 years old, and you have to practice 10 hours a day. And you have to, do the work. You have to go to the gym. You have to have the mindset. You have to have the belief in yourself that one day I could see that happening. So all of those years of struggling and working sometimes pays off in a Hail Mary. And do we always catch the ball? No, but we're on the field.
Yeah.
This is to get on the field. And once you're on the field, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, well said. And, it really is about mindset. And we talk about that on the show all the time. So is there something that each of you tell yourselves, but when it's go time to go into whatever it is that you're doing that kind of keeps you on the right path?
You know what I find myself saying, because this whole book thing is so new for me. Everything is new about it. Social media, speaking publicly, being an author. I tend to say to myself, just keep going. Just keep do the next step. And it's frightening, A lot of times I'm just like, okay, but that's my message. Just dive in and keep. So my mantra is, Carla, just keep going. Just do it. Just keep one foot in front of the other.
And she's been doing that. I mean, she's just in the last month done her first television appearances, right? Which can be very unnerving.
I think I've done 4 now.
Yeah, she's done 4,
Goodness.
and including a national TV spot. And it's like, you kind of just have to breathe and go out and do it and understand, give yourself a little break that you don't do this every day and it may not be perfect. And for me, this is not a romantic answer, but so much of it is preparation. We talk about the football analogy. So much of it is singing your song 1,000 times, playing 1,000 times. So when you go on that stage, that big stage, you're going to be nervous. I remember when I started going on the Tonight Show or the Late Night Show, my hands would be shaking. My hands would be shaking. I'd be so nervous. And the first couple of times, it wasn't great, but I said, okay, just keep at it. And if you have that preparation, sometimes there's this muscle memory that takes over, right? And also, if you have the maturity of something doesn't go right away, keep going, move through it. Nothing's ever perfect. So I think preparation is key to these big life moments. And sometimes you never know when they're going to happen. That's the other thing of recognizing that here's a moment, this could be, a significant change in my life, and being prepared mentally and physically to do your best. Yeah. And it's not try your best, it's do your best.
I want to say one other thing. Yeah. This is big, and I can't believe I didn't say it first. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That for me is like, you know what, this is icing on the cake. I love to study Buddhism. I know my place in the world, on the planet. And I'm me, I'm just me. So whatever I'm doing, have fun with it. And that just takes a lot of fear away. And it just whatever's going to happen is going to happen. At least I'm going to have fun doing it. I think that's really big for most people. Just don't take yourself so seriously.
That's true. Well, and creativity is an interesting thing too, as a writer. And when you're writing songs, sometimes the chords don't come to you or the right things. And so you have to give yourself a little bit of grace too, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, patience, grace, understanding. But at the same time, you still have to be at the piano. Yes. You still have to be writing. Yep. You still have to be practicing. You still have to be on the field. It's so there's this fine line of giving yourself kind of grace and understand, I very quickly learned that I'm not Elton John. I'm not Billy Joel. I'm not Paul McCartney. I can't just wake up, walk down, here's some lyrics, Rocket Man, But for me, I have to do a lot of work. But, part of that's the joy too, and understand that's part of the process.
He hates when I don't like one of his songs.
I do.
It's a bad thing.
I don't play them for her till they're almost done. Because if she doesn't like it, at least it's done.
Well, and we're also coming into a really interesting time too with both of what you do is just the human creativity of it. Now we have the crazy AI times,
Amazing.
Which can spit you out a song, it can spit you out a book, but not in the way that you guys do it. And so there's something to be said for it maybe being able to help us. Where do you feel like we're going with all this?
Certainly, it's a new world. I think it's kind of like when the internet came out. We really don't know where it's going. And it's going to take us somewhere. Things are going to change very quickly. My son last night was playing me AI songs on the radio. Yeah. And I was like, wow. I mean, the algorithms are going to get smarter. But I don't think anybody really wants to come and watch a laptop do a concert, at least not for now. So I do think there's something about, live music and sports. I don't think AI can take that away from us. And also these kind of conversations. And Carla's kind of message, and speaking and mentoring and going to events and doing keynotes, this kind of interaction of interviews and people and journalism, this human connection. We're sitting at a table together. Yeah. That rarely happens in this world. So I think the further we kind of get into this AI world, I think we'll become more appreciative of the human interaction. Mm-hmm. I hope my kids and the younger generations understand that and find that, because they're growing up not being connected. And I think you're seeing a lot of the ramifications of that, which many are not positive.
Yeah. But the positive part is, when I'm writing the book, I could just ChatGPT a question. Sure. Like the research was right there, which was amazing. And if I am doing, if I want to do an Instagram post, and I want some suggestions, it's brilliant. ChatGPT is amazing. Some days it's my best friend, So, but you have to be careful. I'm not a big technology person, but I have appreciated, some of the AI things that are out there.
Yeah, but what you're doing is offering people encouragement and comfort in a time when they really need it, which they call the Greek word paraklesis, right?
Yeah.
So, it's the Lord's work. You got to encourage people. And so what is it that you're hoping that people will take away or get out of this? Because it's There is a lot. There is a lot, and of course, there's the theme of it. But
oh my gosh, there's so much.
Yeah.
Eliminate regret. So the people that have been trying to do something their whole life, and then they don't do it. What does that lead to? Regret, right? The people that give up too easily, it kills your self-esteem. You know, you start calling yourself weak and lazy and a loser. So there's a lot of collateral damage with trying, okay? The regret, negative self-talk, you don't end up doing what you want to do. But mostly my goal is to have people become conscious of what's holding them back so that they don't hold themselves back anymore. And that I've seen people in 24 hours go from, I've been trying to do this, to Carla, I'm doing it. I did it. That is my happy place. And if I can have more people on this planet do that, I am so happy. That's what I want my book to do.
I love that. And so there's some events coming up. Tell people where they can find the book.
Okay. Yeah, well, go to my website, which is stop-trying.com, and the events are on there, upcoming events all over the country. And go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target.com online and order the book. It is the greatest gift you can give anyone. And really, the really fun thing is to follow me on Instagram, because every day I give a great hit. We do some together that are really funny. And it's just a reminder, like a muscle. Just, oh yeah, I'm not going to try today. Oh yeah, that try word. You just have to start doing it. So the Instagram is a great way to remind you every day.
What is that? Carla Ondrasik.
Yeah, just add
How
Carla
do you spell Ondrasik?
Ondrasik.
Is it Carla with a K
it's
or Carla with a C?
Thanks, honey. We're good together.
Yeah, you're so good together. And hopefully we'll hear some new music from you soon.
Yeah, no, we're putting together touring for next year. We're actually doing our first dates in Hawaii in February in 10 years. So that'll be she's going to that one. Yeah. And then we'll be out all summer. And yeah, got a few new things percolating on the music side. And
fall tour.
Big fall tour through the Northeast.
Our daughter performs with
Yes, our daughter, my daughter Olivia is opening for us with her band Lace and Lee. And so she's really amazing and great song, way better than I was at that age. But so yeah, kind of having the whole family together, it's a blessing. And yeah, I got a couple new songs in my pocket, and we'll be hearing those, I'm sure, before the year's out.
That's great. And last thing, of course, it's kind of like when you have a new album, you're already thinking about the next one. Or other songs that popped up. You're already thinking about the next book?
I am. I am. Every day I'm doing it, I'm not doing it. Well, I want to do a children's book, because through research I found out that children do not start using the word try up to the age of 2. It's I do. But after 2 through 6, they realize that their effort and their outcome sometimes don't align. So they start learning about failure and being embarrassed and judgment. So they start saying, I'll try. So I want to write a children's book for that age group, about, maybe the little dinosaur who tried and the little unicorn who did, something like that.
Can I be the unicorn?
You can be the unicorn. But it's going to be the little boy who tried and the little girl who did. So that's something I'm thinking of doing.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, we're so happy for both of you. Congratulations on the book.
Thank you so much.
It's so wonderful to see you again. And we're going to tell everybody to pick it up, and don't try and pick it up. Pick it up.
Boom.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Okay. There we go.